All right, so on one of your sheets, you have an extra sheet of paper that goes with your notes. So that sheet of paper that you have that's extra, I want you to turn it the long way, which means not the normal way that you read the paper, but turn it like this. So you're going to turn it like this, the long way. And then once it's turned the long way, I can't flip this on the smartboard the long way, but just to illustrate it for you really quickly, you're not going to have your paper like that. You will have it like that. Is that understandable? Okay. So with your paper the long way, what you're going to do is you're going to take your pencil, and I'm just going to draw it up here on the smartboard, and you're just going to split it in four. Do that on the front and the back. And your notes that you take today are really going to be guided and up to you on what it is that you put on your paper for the most part. But in each box, what I want you to do is this. Put a blank and write system, because we are going to be talking again about 10 systems. In each box, you're going to be putting the names of those systems. Okay? But pay attention really quickly, because I'm going to tell you what to put in every box. After putting a line into system, what's going to go in this blank is the name of the system we're talking about. For instance, respiratory system. Underneath that, I want you to draw a little box like this, not too small and not too big. Don't take up the whole area. Take about 3/4 of that area. And in that box, I want you to write organs. Because what you're going to put in that box is about maybe 1 or 2 organs that are important for that system. Okay? And then the rest of this area, you're going to put 2 facts. And those facts could be important facts that you feel is very important about that system. Those facts can be interesting facts, or those facts could be a combination of important, interesting, or things that you did not know about that system. Because some of these systems you probably didn't even know existed, or didn't know it was a system. Or you probably didn't even know was a system. So those things, so this is where it's going to be up to you. I'm not going to tell you what facts to put. I'm going to present you some facts, and then you're going to pick about 2 facts that you feel, again, is either important, interesting, or something you didn't know, and it can be a combination. All right? And maybe it's an important fact that you didn't know, but you just feel, oh my God, that's really important. I really want to make sure I make note of that. All right, so do that in all 4 of your boxes. What's that? You're splitting your paper in 4 of them. Sorry, what's wrong? Say it one more time. I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Yes, this is like the paper, it's a long way like that, and you write that. On your piece of paper that's actually in your notebook, because now you've created how many boxes? 8, because it's front and back. And remember, we're doing 10, right? So the piece of paper that's in your notebook, you're just going to put a line going, it's on the long way still, put a line going straight down the middle. And then you'll just create 2 boxes. So that'll give you 10 boxes. And some of you, maybe you're a little artistic and you have some space and maybe you want to draw the organ. Yeah, write the word organ there so that you know what's in that box, what you're talking about. Any questions on how you set up your notes? Yes. No, it's the other one. Good question. This is not the booklet. This is the other one. So this is yes, this is page 20. For some reason I can't get all the way down there. All right, this is this page 20, human body systems. We're not doing the booklet today, so it's not 19. What we're going to start with first is a short video from Tim and Moby talking about the human body systems. While we're watching that video, I want you to start your first box off with one of the systems. There are actually a total of 11, but we are only going to document 10. In the video, Jalen, in the video, he will talk about some systems. You pick one. Maybe it's the first one you hear, and you do your first box. At least one fact. Don't do two, just do one because I want you to at least get one from my presentation. But start your first box off with one of those systems, all right? And that'll be that system's box to give you an idea. All right, so let's get started on the video.
Dear Tim and Moby, the other day my dad asked me, how does the body work? Well, your friend, Sue. I think she's talking about the human body. Anyway, I think it's about time we put it all together. Our body's design is even more impressive than our most complicated machines. Your body grows, feeds itself, senses the world around it, and handles all the ups and downs of life. It's an efficient machine brought about by millions of years of evolution. Everyone's body functions in much the same way. The human body has a basic pattern. We're all built with more or less the same parts inside and out. But we don't all look the same. That would be kind of freaky. Our body has many systems, and all of them are interconnected. Each carries out an important task. If one of these systems isn't working, the body can't run smoothly. The nervous system is a network of nerves that sends signals to your brain so that it can make decisions. The endocrine system contains all the hormonal glands that control body growth and reproduction. The digestive system breaks down food so that nutrients and water can be used by your body. The urinary system gets rid of chemical waste from the body by flushing it out. The respiratory system exchanges harmful carbon dioxide for oxygen through breathing. The circulatory system has the heart pumping blood through your body so that oxygen and nutrients can get to the parts that need them. The immune system is what battles things like viruses and bacteria that try to make you sick. The lymphatic system makes sure that germ-fighting cells get collected by body tissue. The reproductive system lets humans make more humans. The skeletal system is made up of bones that hold the body up and protect the vital organs of your body's other systems. The muscular system allows your muscles to move. The integumentary system includes skin, hair, and nails that protects your insides. Oh, that was a mouthful. Right, our body systems depend on each other. Where would your brain be without blood? And the blood that goes to the brain couldn't do its job if it weren't for the respiratory system that sends it oxygen. The blood couldn't even get to the brain without the circulatory system. All right, enough of that. Making me dizzy. Anyway, it all fits together to make a living, working human being. Huh? Moby, I can't move. Hey, cut it out. Hey, cut it out. Stop it. Cut it out.
other systems. Give me one, Tiaja. Lymphatic system is one, and let me say this, lymphatic system is combined with the immune system. So that's actually one system in itself called the immune system. They just broke it down on this. Nervous system, skeletal system, immune system, muscular system, Naya. Reproductive system, Anaya. Digestive system. Just tell me and I'll say percentage. We said it. Respiratory system. Circulatory system, good. Integumentary. Say it. Integumentary system. Urinary system, which is also called the excretory system. Anything else? All right, so before we get started, what's one thing we know about these systems? They do work. They work together. One system is not good by itself. It has to work with the other systems for it to be a good system. All of those systems put together create what? A body. So let's now take it all the way back down to the very simplest living thing. What was the very simplest living thing? No, it's the smallest living thing, a cell. Remember we talked about a cell. Now cells all get together, they join together. When a cell gets together, what does it make? Right? When we put tissues together, we create organs. So let's stop right there. What are organs? So raise your hand and tell me what organs are. Give me examples of organs. Heart, lungs, stomach, intestines, eyes, ears. Okay, good. So again, starting from the smallest living thing, which is a cell. Cells all come together to form tissue. Tissues build together to make organs. Organs together we get organ system. Which is what we're learning about today. When we put organ systems together, we get humans. We get organisms, which are us. And not just people. Birds, insects, plants, things of that nature. So again, cells, tissue, organs, organ systems, organisms. Got it? You're an organism, a bird's an organism. So let's get started. All right. When we get started, up in this spot up here, you will normally see the actual system that we're talking about. I'm going to start you off with some fun facts. Yes, Seneca? So for instance, did you know when you sneeze, all body functions stop, even your heart? Your brain is 80% water. A human has 60,000 miles of blood vessels in their body. The lining of the digestive system is shed every 3 days. Remember, I mentioned that to you. Your digestive system is shedding. Therefore, what goes into effect to rebuild that digestive system? What did we just talk about? Making more cells. What did we talk about? What's that called? Mitosis. Mitosis makes new nuclei, but what actually makes cells? The what? Cell cycle. More than half the bones in your body, excuse me, these are found in your hands and your feet. It's very important for those bones to be in your feet because we are where? We're standing up, we're walking. And we work with our hands. Everyone is colorblind at birth. 1.7 liters of saliva is produced a day? Like when you buy a liter of soda, those long, big bottles that some of you bring to school, about that and a little over half is how much saliva you produce in a day. About 8 million blood cells die in the human body every second, and the same number of are born each second. How are they born? Through what? Their cells, through the cell cycle and mitosis. All right, we're getting a little too loud. You're not going to sing forever. All right. Let us redo that. Again, we're too loud. Now, the body system that you all mentioned, we talked about the muscular system. So in one of your boxes, I want you to put the muscular system. Right here. Guys, we're getting too loud. I want you to put the muscular system in one of your boxes. If you didn't already do that from the video. Skeletal system. So right now you're just putting the names of the systems. The integumentary system, it's up here. Integumentary. It's spelled just like it sounds. Integumentary. I forgot the N. Integumentary. All right, reproductive system. Immune system. Nervous system. What's that you're talking? Endocrine system. Nervous. Circulatory system. Yes.
If I don't have I don't have endocrine in the circulatory, so I have to erase
You usually have space for 10. Right now we've only covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know how you wait until we list them here so you can see. And then you may have ones that I have not said them. You may have ones that I just didn't say yet, but they're coming up. Digestive system. This is page 20. And then we're going to glue the second sheet onto your notebook sheet. Respiratory system. You should have, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There they are. That's all 10 of them. The one that I don't want you to put down is the excretory or urinary system. I don't want you to list that one. So, these guys, these are the 10 that you are writing. This is the 11th one that we're not going to discuss in much detail by taking notes. We're going to talk about it, but we're not going to take notes on the excretory urinary system. But we are taking all of these. Yes. You have 8 on your single paper and 2 on your notebook paper. All right. So now that you listed these out in your boxes. As we go through the systems, what are you looking for again? Raise your hand and tell me. Two facts and organs. One or two organs. You can either write the organ or you can draw it if you want to. All right. Christopher, stop tapping. So these are the human body systems. It makes up us. Notice we have 11 human body systems here, just like you've listed. And all of them shows what organs, but you see, not one can work by itself. They all need to work together to create an organism. So the first one we're going to talk about is the muscular system. So go to the box and you wrote muscular system. And what organ do you think is in the muscular system? What organ do you think is in the muscular system? Muscles. Different muscles will be things like your deltoids, your biceps, your triceps, your back muscles, your abdominal muscles, your chest muscles, your glutes, your gluteus maximus and gluteus minimus, your butt muscles. Okay, your calf muscles, all of those things. I need you to stop yelling out. Liliana. All of those things will be in there. And even though everyone has these muscles, whether they're strong or not, everyone has these muscles. Okay? So, let's get some information about the muscular system. Remember, you're jotting down two facts. Don't jot down the first two you see. Interesting, you didn't know, or very important to you. How many muscles are there in the human body? You want to take a guess? 150? Well, let's see who gets the closest. 150, you say. 250, 56. 170. 128. 125. 12. 300. 110. 24. 200. All right. It's 640 muscles. You were closest, Logan. Just a second. We have 640 muscles. That's a lot of muscles. Now your muscles band together to form muscle groups, which all work together. Remember, groups work together. So your muscles are going to come together to form different groups. When the muscles contract, they pull on the tendons, which pull on the bone and cause your limbs to move. This is using a muscle. Just me doing this. Raising your hand is doing a muscle. When you do your dance, how you do that dance, you do like this. That's using a muscle. All of your dancing, I'm not doing it again. You had to sit right. All of your dancing that you're doing is a muscle. Even when you're sleeping, you're using muscles because what's happening? You are breathing. And you are moving, especially if you're a wild sleeper. Muscles can be either voluntary or involuntary. For instance, your heart beating. That's an involuntary muscle. It does it on its own. Your mouth moving is a voluntary muscle. You can stop it. Your tongue moving is involuntary. Everyone stick your tongue out. No. Don't move it. Just stick it out. And you keep it still. It's moving. Your tongue is moving. All right, put your tongue back in your mouth. Too much talking. Get yourself a fact. Good. And if we said something that was interesting to you but is not on the PowerPoint, then put that down too. If I said something that's not up there, but it's interesting, you can put that down. All right, I'm going to move on because because we have we have some more facts about muscle systems. Okay. Liliana, give it back to him. I have one right here. Catch. Catch. All right. I'm going to move on and give you some more facts about the muscular system, your muscles. Stop. The longest muscle in the body is Dizzy Love, he says, the thigh, back muscle. It's the sartorius muscle. That runs from the outside of your hip down to your knee. It twists and pulls your thighs outward. So from here, all the way down here, but we don't call it the thigh muscle. It helps you do this. Yes. You did say thigh. Almost. All right. The smallest muscle in the body is head to ear, pinky, nose, quiet. This is the stapedius muscle. And this is the muscle in your deep ear. It's only 5 milliliters long and thinner than cotton thread. And it's involved in hearing. Although it's small, it has a big job. If it were not there, then what would be affected? Your hearing. If they had, it's probably affected. All right. The biggest muscle, not the longest, but the biggest muscle in your body is what you say? Your butt, brain. This is your gluteus maximus. And this is located in your buttocks. All right. Listen. It pulls the legs backwards, so when you are walking or you're running, that butt muscle helps to do that. All right? There are about 6. Did anyone want to get any facts from this? Okay, I'll wait. And if you want to write more than 2 facts, then that's great too. And you don't have to, listen. You don't have to write full sentences. These are your notes. This is where you can use your text lingo. And your shorthand lingo, the type of stuff you were texting it to someone. As long as you can read it. Okay, I'm moving. We're talking too much. Listen, we are talking entirely too much and we've only covered one system. We need to move on. All right. There are about 60 muscles in your face. Everyone frown. Give me your best frown. Your best mean face. Somebody did something bad to you. You talk about your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you will be. Now guess what? You are using a whole heck of a lot of muscle. Smile. Smiling is easier than frowning. It only takes 20 muscles to smile over 40 muscles to frown. So it takes less muscles in your face to smile than it does to frown. So for those of you who are lazy, which is documented, teenagers are lazy, you are working very hard to be angry. just smile. It's not that much work. All right, moving on. Christopher, sit down. Our next system is the skeletal system. Right? The skeletal system involves the skeleton, bones. Bones are the organs. Here you have your skull, which is important. You have your ball and socket, that which helps you move your shoulders like this, especially when you're dancing. Quiet, quiet. Your vertebrae, that's the bone that goes down your back to protect your spine. Quiet. Christopher, sit down. We have to stop the outbursts and listen. Other bones would be your femur, that is in your thigh bone. Your tibia and fibula, that's down here in your legs. Here, that's like where your shin area is. Your pelvis, that helps you protect your stand and dance. Keep talking. Your ribs, which protect your lungs and all those organs in there. And you make sure you get an organ. It's your bone. You can write down a particular bone if you want. Ayana and Liliana, we have to stop. Anaya, we have to stop. Seneca, we have to stop yelling out. I'm moving. All right. There are 206 bones in the human body. Here's the best fact about it. Let me ask you this. When you're born, do you have more or less bones than when you get older? When you're born, you have less bones? More bones? Raise your hand if you think when you are a baby, you have less bones than you do when you get older. Raise your hand if you think that when you're a baby, you have more bones when you get older. All right, the fact is, when you're born, your skeleton has around 350 bones. But by the time you're an adult, these bones fuse together to grow bones that are joined together to form one bone. So you have a lot. That's why babies have more limber. They can bend bones. You can take a baby and bend their legs all the way back here and take the arms and do all that because their bones aren't fused together. All right. Right. So babies are just like. That's why they say. It is murder. All right. If you're getting a fact from here, get a fact from here. There's going to be a couple more facts on the next slide. There's going to be a couple more facts on the next slide. All right? Inside the bone, your bones are actually alive. Too much talking. And inside your bone, they have their own nerves and they have their own blood vessels. And they do various jobs such as storing body materials like your minerals and your calcium. This is why it's important to drink milk so you can take care of your bones. Bone cancer is the type of cancer that eats the inside, that the cells of the inside of the bones overdevelop. So that lets you know that your bones are alive. My brother's grandfather passed away of bone cancer, which was very painful because your bones are there to also help you move. And if your bones are being damaged, then it's very painful when you move. A typical bone has an outer layer of a hard, compact bone. It's very strong, dense, and very tough. That's why it hurts so bad when you break a bone. I've never broken a bone, thank God. Bring it back. Bring it back. Inside this layer of a spongy bone, which is like a honeycomb, like if you looked at a beehive, it's lighter and slightly flexible. And in the middle of some bones is a jelly called bone marrow. And if you ever watch Good Morning America, Robin had bone marrow cancer. And her sisters donated bone marrow to help her stay alive, and that's that jelly. And that is produced for your blood. All right, I'm moving. If you're getting your fat, get it. If you're getting your fact, write it down. The next slide is going to contain a couple more facts about the skeleton. All right, I'm moving. Okay, I'll wait. Okay. The skeleton is the name given to the collection of bones that you have inside your body that helps to support your body and give you your frame. Without your skeleton, you would not be shaped the way that you are. You would just be a blob. It has three major jobs. One of the major jobs is to protect your vital organs. Those are your important organs, such as your brain, your heart, and your lungs. Your skeleton is there for that. Your skeleton gives shape that you have. Again, without it, you would be a blob. And it allows us to move because your muscles are attached to your bones. When your muscles move, they move your bones, and you move. Just like that. A couple more facts about bones. All right, can I move? Okay, so right there, no, I'll wait. All right. How many of you want healthy bones? You do, because you want to make sure you can do all of these things. Healthy bones. All right. Most of the calcium, in your body is stored in your bones. Time out. It was not supposed to. Yes. I think so. I'm not really sure. All right. So most of the calcium in your body is stored in your bones. That's very important that you drink what? Milk. Because some of your orange juice is calcium. Fortified, which means they put calcium in the orange juice. But milk definitely has calcium. That's good for your bones. Exercise and a good diet helps keep your bones strong. So even if you get up in the morning and you play your favorite song while you're getting dressed, doing your makeup, combing your hair, dance. Do a little dance. That's good exercise. All right. Vitamin D helps absorb the calcium so that your bones can stay strong. That again is in milk. Your teeth need vitamin D and calcium to be strong. There goes the thing that will give you vitamin D. Milk, salmon, cereal, beef, and eggs. And we're not talking about McDonald's hamburgers. All right. When your bones break, they can heal themselves. And they are stronger when they heal than when they were broken. No, you should not, though. That is why. I wait. That is why when you go to the doctors, if you broke a bone, ladies in the back, if you broke a bone, they only put a cast on it. That cast is to keep your arm or your leg or whatever you broke stable so that you're not trying to move it, so that bone has the opportunity to fuse back together and heal itself. And it takes some time. Some people have casts on for 3-4 months. Quiet. I'm listening. I can't hear them. Some bones, however, cannot replace. I'm not gonna say some bones. Some breaks are not replaced. If your bone is shattered, you know, like if you take a piece of glass and you break the glass, you can glue it back together. But if it's shattered, meaning little small pieces, you can't pick up those little pieces and put it back together, can you? It's not going to do it. For instance, my husband was in a car accident. He shattered his elbow bone. So what they had to do, those were not fused back together. They had to put pins and rods in there to create something like a bone so that he can do this. It was his wrist and his bone. So because he does not have the bone here that is not attached to his muscle, we can all do this, right? Yeah, right? Okay, calm down. You can do your jump shot, right? You can, quiet, listen, you can turn the doorknob, you can open a jar, you can eat with a fork or a spoon. Now listen to this, listen up. All of you take those things for granted because you can just do it, right? Well, like I told you, my husband shattered those bones, so he doesn't have the connection to the muscles. He has now rods in there, so he cannot turn a doorknob by doing like that. He has to use his left hand. He cannot do a layup anymore because he cannot bend the wrist like that. He cannot open a jar with that hand because his wrist does not turn like that. When he eats, it's not looking like this. It's more looking like this because he can't twist that. All right. Who discovered X-rays? Because what are X-rays for? So you can see the bone, especially if it's a broken bone. It was not Thomas Jefferson. It was Will Kagan. He was a physicist at the University of Würzburg in Germany. He did not want to patent his discovery, which means that he didn't want to put a label on and just claim all rights to it or realize financial gain from it. He didn't want to say, okay, I discovered this, I want all this money. Instead, he wanted this to benefit the entire world for research. Had he done that, it would not be possible. It would be very slim to none or very, very, very expensive, even though it is expensive, but it would be extremely expensive for you to even go to the doctors and get an X-ray because he had a patent on it, and some hospitals probably wouldn't buy it because it would be too expensive for them to do it. So thank goodness for him, he was not in it for the money. He was more in it for the common well-being of all human society. Many fields have emerged from this. Science has expanded to include CT scan, where now you can see organs, CAT scans, mammograms, things of that nature. You can see growths of cells, yes. Here you are with the nuclear medicine, ultrasound, being able to see babies, MRI, brain activity. Liliana, pay attention. The next system, we want to cover at least 6 systems today. Yes, it is. The letters down here. To make sure something's not wrong. No, not just if you're pregnant. You get I had to get an ultrasound when I had a blood clot. They looked here for an ultrasound in my arm because they wanted the ultrasound is to see what's going on in your body. It's a conductor so that it helps you see what's going on. All right. The next system is the circulatory system. Circulatory system involves your veins and your arteries. Those are your organs. And also your heart and your blood. Blood is an organ as well. Heart, blood. Some of your organs belong to more than one system. No, not all of them. Some may work in more than one system. But this would be your heart, your veins, your arteries. Nope. Blood is an organ that belongs in the circulatory system. Circulatory system means to circulate. What do you think we're circulating? Blood. All right, I'm moving. We got organs. Cut it out. Cut it out. Is that her paper? Yeah. Give it to her. Too much talking. Let's go. All right. Red blood cells, they carry oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. That's important. That's why we need to breathe in the oxygen. So once we breathe in the oxygen, it goes to our lungs. Our red blood cells work and they get that oxygen and they carry it throughout the body. Your white blood cells are your protectors. These are your bodyguards. These are your soldiers of your body. So if a germ or something comes in, your white blood cells are like, girlfriend, get out of here. You're not doing that. Or if those germs come in and they try to beat up on the inside of your body, listen up, those white blood cells are there as your protector. They're fighting them off. They're working for you so that you don't get sick or you don't die. And they're working for you right now because there's germs all in the air. And you're not sick because your white blood cells are your main man and your backup. Yes. No, well, some cold, kills the germs. Warmth will hold the germs in there, yeah. All right. Arteries are vessels that carries blood away. Arteries, A, away. A for arteries, A, away. They carry it away from the heart. Your veins, they carry blood toward the heart. And that's with the circulatory. One goes away, one goes toward, and they're connected and they're intertwined. So, let me explain this to you. This scar that I have here. Now, your body works for you, but sometimes things happen in your body where your body works against you. So, we talked about the muscular system, and we talked about the skeletal system. So what was happening with me was one of my muscles and one of my bones from my skeletal system was pinching on one of my veins in my circulatory system. And if it was pinching it or squeezing it like a straw, I'll do that. Let me demonstrate here. So this was the muscle. Pay attention. This was the bone. And this is the vein. Now if it's squeezing it, during the part where it's being squeezed, the vein is getting what? Smaller. So therefore, if a tube is open, things can flow through the tube, like a straw. If you have a straw and you're drinking something out of your straw, things can flow through the straw, right? If we pinch this straw, what's going to happen with the liquid trying to get through? Less, or it's going to stop, right? So, this muscle and this bone was pinching on that vein. The vein is to do what? What is the vein to do? Carry blood to the heart. Here's my heart. If this is being pinched, what's happening to this blood? It's stopping. So it's going to start to bunch up here. Like if I had that door open, and as you were going out, I was making the door smaller and smaller, you all would get clumped up at the door, and eventually you won't be able to go out. So eventually actually what was happening to this blood. It wasn't getting
to the heart.
to my heart.
So it's a blood.
So it's a blood clot. So what they had to do, now this is gross, they had to remove this bone. No. They took this bone out. And when they took that bone out, it opened up that vein and allowed that blood to get to my heart. Now, if they had not taken that bone out, what could have possibly happened? I could have died because it's blood to the heart.
That would have been so sad.
No.
I would have been
All right.
so sad.
So let's move on. And this is what it looks like. Arteries come from the heart, and then your veins take it back to the heart. Your heart. This is still part of the circulatory system. The heart is a muscle. And it's a muscle in the muscular system, and it's also it's an organ that's within the circulatory system. Everyone do this. This is about how big your heart is. And notice it's not really shaped like a heart. It's located on the left side of your chest behind your rib cage, between your lungs. It's a thick muscle divided into two pumps. So that's what makes your heart beat. Loved up, loved up, loved up, loved up. That's what your heart sounds like when you put a stethoscope on. No. All right. Quiet. Hurry. Blood from the right side of your heart pump is reddish bluish, and it's low in oxygen. That's why it looks like that. I'll wait. When your blood receives oxygen, it becomes bright red. In your body, it's not bright red. It's reddish bluish. Once it comes out and hits that oxygen, it becomes that bright red color. All right, I'm moving on. So here's your heart. It's not shaped like a heart at all. It's not shaped like a heart. This is the shape of it. So when you do this, still with the circulatory system, blood is a liquid organ. The heart beats about 3 million times in an average person's life. Million times. Your blood pressure is the measure of the force of blood that flows through your body. So when they put that thing on your arm and they're checking, they're seeing how much force your heart is using to push the blood through. If it's too high, then something may be up, like what was wrong with me. My blood may have been pumping extra hard trying to get that, and that's a signal to say something's not right. Your heart should not be pumping, be working this hard. If your blood pressure is low, then that could be a signal something is wrong. Your heart is not working hard enough. All right? Quiet with the extra talking. Sit down. Sit down. Within a little tiny drop of the blood, that means if you just prick yourself, or just when you get your ear pierced, that little bit of blood, there are 5 million red blood cells, 300,000 platelets, and 10,000 white blood cells, which is the cells that help kill off infection.
So what if your nose bleeds?
Total? We'll talk about
What if
that
your
later.
nose bleeds?
Then there's more, obviously. I'm going to put you out. No. It takes about 20 seconds for red blood cells to encircle the entire body. Digestive system. This is your digestive system. Listen up. In the digestive system, this involves things that help you to digest your food. Things like your stomach, and you're going to need to be getting some organs, your teeth, because you have to chew your food, your tongue, your salivary glands, which are the glands that help produce saliva, your liver, your intestines, stop the extra talking, your gallbladder, even your buttocks, because that's where the stuff comes out. Your esophagus, INTESTINE. All right, so let's talk about the digestive system. Digestive system is important for what? To digest your food. So, what are you eating today so far? Raise your hand. Don't yell it out. Cereal. Gum. Bacon, egg, and cheeseburger. You haven't eaten. Listen, Christopher. You haven't eaten gum. You just chewed it. Eating gum. Eat what means what you have chewed up, swallowed. Too hot this morning? Waffle. Oh, God. My son's 6 too, and he'll eat apples. All right. Who provides us with fuel to live? We learned that. We learned that we needed that glucose for our energy to work, play, and to help build new cells. All the different varieties of food we eat are broken down by our digestive system and transported to every part of our body through the circulatory system. There goes your, excuse me, why are we doing extra talk? There goes your systems working together. Even the junk that you eat, the body uses what it needs and then gets rid of what it doesn't. So some of you are working very hard for nothing. You're eating this food and your body's like, we don't even need this. It just tastes good to you. Eat about 5,000 kilograms of food per day. That's a lot. I mean, not per day, per year. I'm sorry. More facts. The main part of the digestive tract, the main part of digestive system is your digestive tract. That's the area where the food goes through. This is like a long tube. Some are 9 meters long in total. That would be 9 of those sticks. And it goes through the middle of the body. It starts at your mouth where you put the food in, or the drink, and it finishes at your leftover food or your waste leaves. Yes, yes. Every day, 11.5 liters, so that would be 11 of those soda bottles that you drink, and a half of it is your food digesting. Liquids, juices, flow through digestive system. But only 100 milliliters of it is lots of waste. I'm moving. Anyone getting facts from here or moving? All right. Your mouth is a very important part of your digestive system because we bite food off, we chew it, and it mixes it with the watery saliva in our mouth, and it goes around down to our stomachs? It has to pass through our esophagus, which is the tube from your mouth to your stomach. And food that moves through your esophagus by the muscular movement called, who can say that? Peristalsis. Yeah. This means that even when you stand on your head and you eat, the food will still go down to your stomach because it's a muscle that's pulling it. It's not like we're standing here and gravity's pulling it. It's a muscle that works to get it down there. All right. Another organ of the digestive system is your stomach. Your stomach's a thick muscle and it actually contracts so that it can help mash up the food. But you must, Rachel, help your stomach out by doing what to your food? Eat it. Chew it. Because when you don't, it takes longer for your body to digest it, and that's how you become even more tired because your body's working too hard. You have acids in your stomach, quiet. It helps break down your food. Your small intestine, which is another organ, so I have a seat because you're being now distracted. Oh, no. No. You have small intestines, which helps liquefy that food so it can digest better. Over here. Other organs are your pancreas, your liver, and your intestines. Cut it out with your attention. So it takes about 20 to 30 hours. That's a little over a day to completely digest all of your food. Yes. It does. Remember in the very beginning, and even before we talked about cell cycle, every day your stomach lining is being eaten up by that acid. So every day your stomach has to remake those cells. That's also contraction of the muscles. All right. You were doing something? Okay, I'm sorry. That is capacity, yeah. All right. This is the last system we're going to cover for today, so we should have gotten 5 in. The respiratory system. This is going to be the 5th one right here. This is the last one we're covering. The respiratory system is your lungs, your windpipe, and your diaphragm. That's what, when you breathe in and breathe out, it raises and it lowers. It's also a muscle. The primary function of the respiratory system is to supply the blood with oxygen. That is you breathing in and breathing out. Yes, to help get those words out. The respiratory system does this. I need to understand why some of you are so rude. When we breathe, take a deep breath in. We already learned we breathe in oxygen. Take a deep breath out. And we breathe out carbon dioxide. And what uses it? The tree. And what gives us our oxygen? The tree, the plant. When we inhale oxygen, it goes to our lungs, and our bloodstream then carries that oxygen throughout the rest of the body. Don't come here with loudness. Just come and sit down. All right, yes. Tim? 1 second, we're going to cover the last part. The lungs. Your lungs is like a sponginess on the inside. And it has all of these things that help make it work. It exchanges oxygen and carbon dioxide. We breathe in the oxygen, we get rid of the carbon dioxide. That's the waste. Once they receive the oxygen, your red blood cells turn from purple to a beautiful bright red color. So it's the oxygen that makes your blood red. It's not red automatically. It's like a purplish blue color. And it carries that oxygen, your red blood cells carry that oxygen throughout your body. That's a lack of oxygen. So like if someone is turning purple because they have a lack of oxygen, that's why. Because your blood is normally purplish color, and without the oxygen, that's the color that it is. Was anyone getting anything from here? Okay. Then you have your windpipes, you have your bronchial tubes, your lungs, your air sacs, your diaphragm, all of that. When we eat, there's a certain flap that flops down to cover the windpipe so that our food doesn't go down that wrong tube. We don't, pay attention, we don't have to tell our body to do this. If that food went down your windpipe, you would choke because you wouldn't be able to breathe. Bradford, you have to leave out of here. Go. You need to stand out there. I'm in the middle of teaching. This is called epiglottis. That is the thing that goes over your windpipe to stop the food from going down that system there. So we covered 5 systems. We covered muscular, skeletal, circulatory, digestive, and respiratory system. What I want you to do is I want you to glue your paper down in your notebook. The other systems we will cover in the next class.